I know Rand's gonna jump on soon.
Yo.
Rand,
What's happening? Are we in the money? Are we in the money? Are we in the money?
Dude, I got bad news for you. It hit your target. It hit where you are, but you were last on the list, so your order didn't go through.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on.
There was a wall.
Whoa. Hold
There
on.
was a wall.
What's going on here?
There was a wall. Go look where it hit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So why my order didn't go through?
Look there. Yeah, you were last on the list.
So my order didn't go through, and the short's playing out.
Dude, look at it.
That's the cost.
Wait, so hold on. I need to understand something. Is everybody else at this party except me, basically?
I'd probably say Craig's not in either. So I'd probably say about 70% because it fought it for look here. Like it literally fought it. Look how many times we hit it.
I don't understand what's going on here. Someone needs to explain to me what's going on here.
Look here, right?
We're all in the money, brher.
Look at hit you. Boom.
So are you okay? I know what's going on here. I know what's going on. Basically, everyone front ran me again. So I'm the only one that's not in the trade.
So you have to take one for the team there, Rand. I took one for the team. No, I'm not in either, bro. I'm also sitting and watching this.
Hold on a second. I want to know in the comments. I want to see in the comments. Who's calling up comments onto the screen? Let's get comments here. I want to know if am I the only one here not in the trade?
No. There was a few as well. I'd probably say 60 or 70% got it.
So now what do I just wait here if I miss this trade?
You've missed it, buddy.
You know, there's going to be an adding point, so cancel that order for now. After your show, I'll show you where we add more top positions. You know what I feel like? You know what I feel like? I feel like you invited me to a party. Bro. Look at my call.
Just hold on, wait. Let me finish. I feel like you guys invited me to a party. I said, look, I'm not coming. Then you kept phoning me from the party and said, come, it's the hot, beautiful girls here, right? And then I was listening kind of vaguely, and it sounded like I was watching a sex show. Like people going, I'm almost in, I'm in. It sounded like it was like such a wild party. So eventually I come to the party, I get to the party, and then when I get to the door, you tell me to go back home.
I say there's no one here. Ryan, I didn't do it on purpose. I promise you. I sat on my ass.
Hold on.
But I got the entry to the cent.
Okay, wait, hold on. So must I cancel this order now?
Yeah, cancel it. Go look on the price where it hits. It literally hits 0.65. 0.675.
So I'm literally canceling this. I cannot. So this is basically.
You're gonna get another one. It's not done. Don't worry.
Cancelled.
Sniper's got you. He's got you.
Yeah, great. No, great. Well, thanks, guys. Great party. Thank you. Great party. Great. Fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. There's 9,350 people watching this, and thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. That's all good. I'm the only one who's not drinking tonight, eh? I'm the only one who's not. Wait, where's your order hit, Sheldon?
Only like 60% of it. So I'm gonna add more just now. So we're not done. But look at that, dude. So that gives us a first beautiful entry.
So now what happens? Okay.
So this is what happens next.
What's going to happen now? So let's just see. What's going to happen now? Is it? Are we just going to wait now and write it down?
While you're busy with your show and you're going through your stuff, this will get to a little bottom. It's going to come back up here. We're going to add the rest, and then we're going to home.
Okay, so
everyone can party. Everyone can do this.
So first of all, thanks, guys. Thanks for the invite to a great party. Thanks. Next time, don't invite me. Don't tease me like that. If
yeah,
I mean, I could have just gone in like 0.1 cent low. I would have been fine.
Yeah, dude. Like we've realized.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
Don't worry. At least
we're gonna get in here again. Don't
worry. At least I know for next time. To arrive early.
The main thing is we got it, Run. It's like at least a percentage of the audience got it. We got it. Like.
Yeah. So I think today, listen, just not to interrupt this, because I see there's 10,000 people here from the Banter fam. I think what we'll do is I'll run my show, or I'll run a quick fundamental update while we're watching this trade. We'll keep watching this trade, keep running a fundamental update, and then we'll cut this show, the fundamental part of it out later for people who just want the fundamentals and don't want to watch the whole stream. We'll post it as a separate video, but I thought it was better than moving the whole audience from here to there and back here, and we can keep watching the trade at the same time. What do you think?
Sounds great, brother.
All
Have a
righty.
quick 10-minute break.
You're going to have a 10-minute break. All right, you have a 10-minute break. I will.
I need to go sober up. I've had too much alcohol.
Have you actually been drinking on the show?
No. I've been in the party for so long. No, you know the
But
one.
have you been drinking beers and brandies and stuff like that?
One beer.
All right, so listen, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you on the stream. Have a bit of a drink. I'm going to get you back on the stream. We'll keep watching this trade. So leave your screen on this trade so I can keep back referencing to this trade. And then I think let's just have some fun. Let's just have some fun. Let's go through the days with an update of the day's fundamental. I think it's great. We're actually really combining trading, TA, and fundamentals. I think it's what an incredible formula. What an incredible day. So let's do it. What do you say?
Let's do it, brother. Brother, we had 10,000 people live for 3 hours.
That's insane. We've got 9,600 people watching us live right now. You go have a drink. Let me have some fun. Wow, you guys seem to have been having fun. Hey? You guys seem to have been having fun on the stream. I'm watching this trade. Wow, this trade 58.5, which means that if you entered at 60, you're already down. You're already up. You guys are already up. Let me know in the chat if you guys are making money. And I think today we're going to start off with the charts and look at the chart. Looking at the charts today, you got Bitcoin coming down ever so slightly on the first day of quantitative tightening. So I don't know if you guys know this, but today is the first day that the Fed has started to tighten their balance sheet. So we're going to look at what that means for the market. We're going to look at what that means for your trade now in Cardano. And I've got some fundamental news on Cardano. And let me tell you that the fundamental news actually goes against the technical news. So you guys are actually trading against the fundamental news. So that's going to be super interesting. We're going to get Sheldon on in a couple of seconds, and we're going to see the tug of war between fundamentals and technicals. Let's quickly look at the stock market. Stock markets are pretty stable. You got the Nasdaq down, they got the S&P down 0.5%. You got the Nasdaq down pretty much stable. So, yeah. All right. So let's do this. Let's talk about quantitative tightening. What it means, if it means anything. Let's keep looking at the trade with Sheldon. Let's look at some altcoins and how they're recovering. Let's do this. Don't get up. We're shorting. We're not longing. All right, so I see Sheldon. I can see him in the background. He's just having a bit of a drink while you guys keep watching this trade. 0.585. It's coming down. We're going to keep an eye on this trade the whole time. Sheldon's also going to be on in a second. Listen, if you're new to the channel, so you got to do a couple of things here. First of all, subscribe to the channel, like this content. Let's get the stream out there. So there were 10,000 people watching the live trading, which was unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. Also, what you got to do very, 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 very quickly is go to Sheldon's Twitter. Just do this now. Just follow me now. Just trust what I'm saying to you now. Go to Sheldon's Twitter. This is Sheldon's Twitter page. Okay, see that? Go to Sheldon's Twitter. Hit where it says this daily candle. If it doesn't say, if you're not already subscribed, hit subscribe. Join the community. When you subscribe, what you're going to get is you don't close your trade yet. Sheldon said he'd come on when you guys should close your trade. You'll get a newsletter every single day. And on this newsletter, you've got charts which come from Sheldon and Kyle every single morning. So you can see that today we've got a Rune USDT on the 15-minute chart, which was by Kyle. You got Bitcoin USD on the 12-hour chart by Sheldon with his view. You've got Cardano on the 1-hour chart with Sheldon. That's the one that you guys are all trading. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to this newsletter, because this is also where we update you guys with a whole lot of different charts. And listen, there's going to be lots of volatility on the markets happening pretty soon. I'll tell you why. Because today is the first day of quantitative tightening. This is the first day where the Fed is going to start reducing their balance sheet. So remember that the Fed put a whole lot of money into the economy. Remember they started off here with this amount of money on their balance sheet, and then they increased their balance sheet. They basically bought a whole lot of assets and put a whole lot of money in the economy. So the balance sheet went from, they were holding $4 trillion worth of assets, and that went to $9 trillion worth of assets. So they put $5 trillion into the economy. And today is the day where they start taking the money out of the economy. So for the next month, they're going to be taking out $47.5 billion every month. And then that's for 3 months. And then after that, they're going to increase that to $95 billion. And then they're going to try and reduce the balance sheet. And it looks like by 2033, they'll have the balance sheet reduced. Not 2023, but 2033. They'll have the balance sheet reduced. If you think about what that means, it means that they're taking out $1.1 million out of the economy per minute. Imagine that. $1.1 million is leaving the economy every single minute that you're alive. And that is the Fed trying to get the money out of the system. Now, the question is this going to have any effect on the market short term? Is this going to have any effect on the market long term? Well, short term, what you got to remember is that the markets knew about this. There's nothing new about this. The markets knew for a long time that this was coming, and there's nothing unexpected. They've been expecting this for a long time, and today is just the day that they start executing on it. And that's all that's basically happening. So quantitative tightening in the short term means nothing. In the long term, what it's going to mean is that they're going to start taking money out of the economy. But the question is, how successful are they going to be trying to take money out of the economy? The market doesn't think that they're going to be very successful taking money out of the economy. The market thinks that they're going to slow down the economy so much that they're going to put the economy into recession, and then they're going to have to start putting money back into the economy. That's what the market's telling you. The market's telling you that the Fed is not going to be able to increase their interest rates very, very much. Even though we've got this green candle on the 10-year Treasury yield, what you can see is that the 10-year Treasury yield is in a downward trend. But what I'm seeing here now is I'm seeing that it may have broken the trend. The 10-year Treasury yield may have actually broken this trend, and it may actually be going up. Kyle, what do you see here on this 10-year Treasury yield? Do you see this breaking a trend?
It looks like it is, at least the diagonal that comes to the downside. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to keep an eye on this chart. But what this chart usually tells us is that the Fed is not going to be as aggressive, because the Fed's pretty much already, just through their talk, has already put us into a recession. And what you can see is that people are running out of money because things are so expensive. They're running out of money. They don't have any more personal savings. There's no more savings. This is the personal savings charts. And what you can see is that people have completely depleted their savings. That's where people are at the moment. Yellen has come out, and she came out and said, look, she's now singing this whole tune of all they care about, all that Yellen and Biden care about, and Powell, is we have to reduce inflation. And for the first time, Yellen's actually come out and said, listen, I was wrong. I was completely wrong about inflation. In fact, you guys listen to this.
I think I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices and supply bottlenecks that have affected our economy badly that I at the time didn't fully understand.
I mean, that's quite big. That's quite big for someone like Yellen to be coming out and saying, look, I was wrong. I didn't fully understand what was going on. I think it's the first time that we've heard that they're admitting that they were very wrong. The problem is now they've got inflation, and all they focused on is getting inflation down. Biden came out yesterday. He said he's laser focused on keeping inflation down. He said Powell is laser focused on keeping inflation down. And today we are getting the Fed speaking. So everyone was talking about a Bitcoin pullback today. Everyone was talking about the fact that we may get some kind of Bitcoin pullback. And that's actually why you guys took this short position on Cardano. Because what Sheldon said yesterday, and I was on the flight when he was texting me, he said, listen, we're going to be shorting Cardano tomorrow. And I said, are you sure that you want to short Cardano just before consensus next week? Because I know that Cardano is planning a whole big thing at consensus next week, and they're going to hype up everything. He said, we're going to short Cardano. I said, okay, why? He said, because I think there's going to be a pullback in the market. And we've already started seeing the pullback in Bitcoin. We've seen a slight pullback in Bitcoin. And when Sheldon comes on, we'll see just how far this pullback can go before we're actually going to continue to buy. But this pullback in Bitcoin is actually what's led to this pullback here on Cardano. And that's why you guys are making money, and why you guys, the ones who managed to take the trade, clearly not me, but everybody else that managed to take the trade, that's why you guys are doing so well. So later on today, we've got two people speaking from the Fed. We've got Williams. Williams is cool. The problem is Bullard. Bullard is like a bully. It's Bullard the bully. And he's going to come out there guns blazing, and he's going to say how the Fed must be aggressive because Bullard is the aggressive guy. And that's probably why the markets are starting to come down. If we look at the market sentiment out there, so Il Capo says, good morning. I'm expecting some bearish communication today. Now, we can't discount El Capo because up until now, El Capo has been right. And he's saying he's expecting a bearish continuation today. In fact, what he said is he's checked dozens of charts, and he says confidence for the main bearish targets is insane, and that 40 to 60% down for altcoins, it wouldn't surprise him. Carl, what do you think? Are you in El Capo's camp here?
Still the same camp, yeah.
Still the same camp. So everyone's calling, a lot of people are calling this just a little dead cat bounce in a bear market, which is possible. It is possible. It is possible. But there's another camp of people that are positive. This is a guy called Michael, and he says, Brett is terrible. I cannot easily recall another day with this many stocks down in the SPX and the market going up. So what he's saying is everything's going down, but the money's flowing into the big components that actually make up the SPX. So a lot of people are looking at this and going, look, this is a great bounce, but we're still bearish. We're still bearish. That's one camp. Then there's another camp which is positive. Like our friend Rudo, let me find this tweet for you guys. There was a tweet by Rudo. He says, Bitcoin poll results to bull trap. I'm taking the other side of this trade. We'll be looking at a bullish push up to at least 45 and 52. We should get Rudo on the show tomorrow. Let's get Rudo on the show tomorrow and see why he's so bullish. Okay, in the meantime, something is happening, and I need to talk to you about what's happening here because it's super interesting what's happening here. So this is the time where the boys are separated from the men are separated from the boys. It's that time. While retail has been demolished, destroyed on the markets, while retail has been absolutely, completely scared of the markets and sold, look at this, retail sold all their US equity positions from 2 years ago. So they bought them during COVID, and retail has completely sold all their holdings, and they back down to levels below the COVID scare. So comes COVID, they buy. There's your little COVID dip over here. They then all start buying stocks with their stimulus checks and all the money that they've all of a sudden been printing. And then they start selling it. And now retail is back owning less stocks than they owned before COVID. And so you've got this fear. But the fear is only in the retail market. So if you look at the fear index, the fear, which it's been down at extreme fear, and this is the fear for the stock market, not for crypto, is at now 25, but it was at 11, and it was really, really scared. And retail sold all their stocks. Who bought it? Who bought the stocks? The wealthiest 10% of Americans now own 89% of all the stocks on the stock market, a record high, according to data from the Federal Reserve. So what happened was retail completely got obliterated, and who bought all the stocks? The wealthiest 10% of Americans. So the rich are getting richer, buying this dip, and the poor retail investor got completely scared out of this. That's in the stock market. Crypto, slightly different story. So crypto, we do have extreme fear. We had extreme fear last week, we were at 11. Today we're at 17. So the fear is still at levels of extreme fear. And you could see that on this chart. And I kept saying to you guys that after extreme fear comes green, and we will eventually rise because that's what happens. But let's look at what's happening in crypto. So as I said to you, in stocks, extreme fear wiped out retail. Retail sold all their stocks and gave all their stocks to the wealthiest 10% of American homes. In crypto, we have a slightly different story. So let me just quickly sign in. In crypto, we have a slightly different story here. So on the one hand, what you can see here is that the whales are accumulating. Now, there's something that I read here, which is very smart. It says, as is evident in this chart, the market is in the heavy accumulation phase. And the accumulation momentum is more significant than it was in May 21. So the rate at which these whales are buying is more significant than it was in 2021. The next major bullish move will probably initiate when this accumulation and capitulation ends. So if you read that differently, what it says is the whales are accumulating and the market won't pump until they have finished accumulating what they want to accumulate. That's what's happening at the moment. So they're trying to do the same thing as happened in stocks. Scare the retail investor, buy all the stocks from the retail investor, try and do the same thing in crypto, scare the retail investor, get the retail down, then accumulate, let me get there again, and then accumulate to get to the spike, you can see that every time that they have an accumulation spike, we then get a crazy bull run. So here, it works out exactly in line. Here's the peak of the spike, that's the bottom, crazy bull run. Here again, here's the peak of the spike. Coincidentally, it times perfectly with the bottom. We go up. Then here, accumulation, peak of the spike. Let's see how high the spike will go. He's saying they're not really finished accumulating yet. Next, if I look at Glassnodes, this is we want to see what's going on on Glassnode. So this is the whales. Addresses with 10,000 or more Bitcoin. Look what's happening to these addresses. Up, 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 up. They're accumulating while this market is coming down. But you know what? In crypto, it seems that the retail investor is not as dumb as the average stock retail investor. Instead of selling all their tokens, all their Bitcoin, look at what's happening in crypto to the small investors. Small investors are starting to accumulate, and they're accumulating at a big rate. People with less than 0.01 Bitcoin. People with less than 0.1 Bitcoin. People with less than 1 Bitcoin are accumulating. People with over 10, slightly less accumulation, but still in accumulation. People with less than 100 Bitcoin, flat. So what we're seeing in crypto is that, unlike stocks, the small fish are also starting to buy. The shrimps, as Balaji calls them, are also starting to buy. Sorry, Willie Woo calls them, are also starting to buy. Unlike stocks, so we do have a much smarter crypto community actually accumulating Bitcoin here. We have the whales also accumulating Bitcoin, you can see. So this is a balance. So this is the chart that I showed you, but against price. See, whales sold, and as they sold, the market came down. Now they're starting to buy. You can see that they're completely on the uptrend, very aggressive uptrend, waiting for the price to follow, So that's one thing that's also good. Then you got Dan Morehead from Pantera, really one of the most respected investors in the space. He's been here for a long time. His calls have been uncanny. They've been so good. He says, look, we've been doing this for 10 years. We've seen 6 big cycles. The first bear market in history, this is the first bear market in history where Bitcoin has given back more than 100% of the previous bull market. So what he's saying is the amount that Bitcoin has dropped is so significant that it basically gave back way more than the entire previous bull market. Okay, he says that makes me think that we're at the end of, or relatively near the end of this capitulation phase. So I think you got two schools of thought. You got one school of thought that says, look, well, in fact, I don't even think it's two schools of thought. It's one school of thought. And that school of thought said, we're pretty much near the end of this bear market. Could last another couple of months, but we've probably seen the end of it. That's the one school of thought. The other school of thought is that we're going to get an 18-month bear market. But I think that that's a very small segment of people that are talking about that, because I think the Fed's work has been done here. And so, yeah, I think what you need to look at now is you need to be smart about how you position yourself. You obviously need to be accumulating Bitcoin, and you need to be accumulating ETH and whatever else. But you know what else you need to be accumulating? You need to start looking at your favorite altcoins. You need to start looking at those favorite altcoins. Because what I did was I took a chart and I said, okay, look, let's look at which altcoins recovered and how quickly they recovered, because that's going to give you an indication of if we are coming out of this bear market, and we're going into a bull market, or if we're getting some kind of recovery, what is going to recover first? So I took that out, and what you could see is Cardano recovered, you can see Rune recovered, you can see Near recovered, and you can see what it is that is actually recovering the quickest. And you'll see at the top of that is Cardano. See, the top of that thing is Cardano, which is exactly what you DGens are sitting here shorting and making a lot of money. Look at that. This green candle is continuing. Let me go into smaller. This red candle is continuing. So what you guys are shorting is actually the coin that is recovering the quickest. So let's dig in deeper, and let's tug of war the fundamentals and the technicals here, because that's what it's really all about now. You got fundamentals telling you that Cardano is recovering very quickly. You look at the developer activity, and something's going on here with the developer activity. Something's going on in the month of May. Something's going on in Cardano with the developer activity. You can see something. There was a spike here in the developer activity. So what is this spike all about? Well, we know that there's a hard fork on Cardano. It's called the Vassal hard fork. The hard fork is happening tomorrow, I think June 2nd, onto testnet, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look here. Let's just see when I think it's happening tomorrow, June 2nd, onto testnet, and then it's going on to so testnet on June 2nd and mainnet on June 29th. Now, bear in mind that next week we have a massive event in the USA. It's Consensus. It's probably one of the two big events of the year. So Bitcoin 2022 was probably the biggest, and the second big event is Consensus. And it seems like Cardano are lining up a whole lot of transactions around Consensus. So Charles Hoskinson actually said it. He said, let's have a look here. He mentioned somewhere in the article, and he says, look, he communicated information in a video released on his YouTube on April 12th, started by mentioning that IOG, which is IOHK, which is Charles Hoskinson's company, is preparing for the upcoming Consensus event, which is they're renting a large pavilion there, and we're going to get together with a whole lot of members of the Cardano ecosystem. So it looks like they timed this all with the Consensus event. And at the same time, what you can see is that a lot of projects are now starting to go live on Cardano all of a sudden. And when this hard fork actually happens, then you're going to get a whole lot more projects. And while everyone's TVL is going down, what you can see is that Cardano's TVL is actually up a little bit in the last couple of weeks. So we've got to watch out. We've got to look out for what's happening on Cardano, especially because if you look at the transaction volume on Cardano, and this is not the banter fam, this is transaction volume on Cardano. You've got, yesterday, Cardano was 2 to Bitcoin. So you had Bitcoin do $5.8 billion in Cardano. Actually, number one in terms of transaction volume. Unbelievable. So something is happening on Cardano, and I don't think it's the banter fam shorting it. Let's quickly check in on your short. 0.5808. Let's see, Sheldino, how are you feeling about your trade?
Yeah, it's good. We're going to continue, brother. It's a great start.
But you're fighting. You've now got technicals fighting fundamentals, because Cardano is going to release news before the Consensus event, right?
Yeah, the problem is Bitcoin's got to come down first. The whole market's going to erupt in a week. So right now, Big Daddy is not happy and needs to come down to lower rates. And Cardano's been the altcoin that's performed one of the highest in the last 24 hours. So obviously, if we have a pullback in the market, what's going to be the coin that's going to drop harder? It's going to be Cardano. Like we've seen this many times. But I think the next longs around the early 50 cents for Cardano, I think is the perfect long. So don't be surprised by Saturday if I go live trading again, we long in Cardano. Like, don't be surprised. But for now, it was very clear for me to short it and to make some short-term money.
I see now your Bitcoin pullback is playing out exactly as you predicted, eh?
Yeah, it will come. So there's going to be a small little push up now. We're going to add the rest of our positions, put our stop loss in, and then ride it down to early 50 cents on Cardano, and Bitcoin just to like 30,200, somewhere there. And then I think we're going to settle for a day or two, and I think the weekend's going to be a nice green weekend.
All right, so let's quickly, while I've got you on here, let's talk about this chart over here, which is the Bitcoin dominance chart. We know that dominance doesn't hold these levels for very long periods of time. If you go back in history, what you can see every time Bitcoin dominance goes up, it has a spike up. We had a chart, and it just starts coming all the way back down. And I think that if the Bitcoin price keeps going up, like we said, if the Bitcoin price keeps going up, then I think people are going to start getting confidence. And when they get confidence, they're going to start taking money out of Bitcoin, putting money into alts. So I think what's super important to remember is that we're going into a cycle now. And a cycle always goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, large cap alts, small cap alts, repeat cycle.
Exactly. Yeah, so Bitcoin's got to get back, like, once it's through the 33 again and like these sort of things, and we've confirmed the test, then the confidence will come back. So I think the alts are going to rip, like, once Bitcoin's right now, it just took so much to get Bitcoin back above 31. That's why the dominance had to go, because just like it was a critical level for Bitcoin to get back above that. So by that getting back on top there, I really feel after this next pullback, because I think this dominance is going to keep going up now. Even on this pullback, I think it's going to keep coming up. But I think the next bounce, I think we're going to have a decent reversal in the dominance. I really do.
Where would you imagine that dominance goes up to? At what point would you say that dominance has reached the top? If you look at the charts,
probably that. So there's no more resistance there other than that left top there, the highest top there, it's around 48%. Yeah, around
Yes.
there. Yes. So that's the next major resistance. We're in between now, so it kind of makes sense that it's going to go there. In that region, but then like off of previous, it will come back down to like 43 on the next strong push. So that's obviously a good sign for the altcoins. For
let's quickly. I do have a lot of altcoin news, which is probably worth talking about. But just quickly update us. There's a lot of people who have just joined the trade, worried about the trade. Let's quickly go back to the Cardano trade and just quickly update the people. I'm looking at it here on my screen. It's starting to go up a little bit, 58.37.
Beautiful, because I didn't get in my whole position. Great. I need to add more to the position. So I'm still looking at 55 cents as TP1 and 52 cents as TP2. So even Bitcoin. So let me show you quickly. Let me just get my screen shared. So I'll show you what's happening. So I'm seeing Cardano go back up a little bit here, but I'll jump onto that once you're done with the news. There's time now. All that I want is the guys to put their stop losses in the region of 0.6, basically 0.65 in that.
So let's do that. Why don't you do that live now so people can see it, how to do it. So let's quickly move your stop losses down, guys.
You see here on ByBit here, you jump on here, and we're going to put this at 0.605 because we're not done yet. So now it's made the trade risk-free. Now we're not in risk anymore. There's zero risk now for the trade we've taken, and I'm focusing on now adding to my position. Look how we got it. Look here, Ron. Like, let me actually.
I saw.
Look at that, dude. Like, that's literally to the absolute microcent, not even the cent. Like, literally the. So we got that one great.
Yeah,
and then what I'm seeing here.
I know for next time when you say 0.607, I'm going in at 0.606.
I've also learned, like, we got to split up a few limit orders. Like, I'm learning quite a bit. But so what I'm seeing from Bitcoin here is Bitcoin's performing that bot. I do think at some point we're going to have I think it's going to be a quick little candle. It's just going to set it up here quickly. And then we go down to those levels over there to the early 30,000. So that'll be our area to hold.
How long is this trade going to remain open for?
It may hit TP on the show, like if it keeps dumping now. Otherwise, I think by tomorrow we'll be closing off completely. And then I think by Saturday we're going long. So for now, it's good. Good stepping stones. We're growing our accounts. We're doing phenomenal together. I've just had to learn on how we split up all the limit orders and that. But yeah, that was spot on.
I think one of the things that we saw is we saw the whole Banter fam trying to get in. So there was a big wall. There was a 7 million Cardano wall on ByBit.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
I think, guys, I wasn't listening earlier, but I think it's super important that you guys all use the same exchange, because if you were trying to do the same thing on Binance or trying to do the same thing on FTX,
that's the problem, exactly.
Like same entry.
Even my KuCoin didn't, like, if we just stick with the same accounts, it's a lot easier. Okay,
so you know the drill. There's a ByBit link below. Sign up with the ByBit link. You get $4,800 in. Carl, was that Colombian flu? No, Wednesday.
Not from me.
Okay, so remember, sign up. You can get $4,800 in sign-up bonuses. Plus, you can trade with us. Plus, today I'm going to 10x 2 portfolios because I haven't 10x 2 portfolios. Same thing with KuCoin.
No one enter nothing now.
No one enter the trade.
And I will help you guys after. Nothing now.
Yeah. All right, let's just look at some altcoin news. Not a lot of altcoin news, but I want to go through it pretty quickly. One thing that we can see here with altcoins is, whilst everything is down, it just keeps going and going. They just keep growing and growing and growing. And if you look at their transactions, look at how their transactions are going up exponentially from 2021. Just look at what's happening with their transactions. So not much noise, but they're just more and more and more and more transactions. So this is one that I'm definitely adding to my bags. Another one which I'm adding to my bags now. Again, why am I adding it to my bags? I'll show you. You got Ref Finance. Ref Finance is a protocol which is built on NEAR, and we know we're very bullish around NEAR. Now, on April 22, they had 213 million in TVL. On June 1, they got 266 million in TVL. Okay, so just to give you an idea, like their TVL has actually grown, even though there's a bear market and a DeFi bear market. The price on April 22 was $4. The price now is 58 cents. Like, if you think that the market's going to recover at some point, you got to be getting into these alts. little bit of Luna news. So I know we all spoke about Luna, and I mean, there is confirmation. I don't know if it's confirmation, but there is speculation, and it's coming up from this Fat Man Terra account who seems to be going after Do Kwon and Terra, and he says that there's a plan to build a decentralized stablecoin, algorithmic stablecoin on Luna, on Terra too. So that's what he's saying. Now, to be honest, a lot of the stuff that he said is actually very true. Like, I know that a lot of the stuff that he said is stuff that I've actually heard before in the inside circle. So you can't brush this guy off. And that's exactly what CZ is doing. He's saying, look, Binance is actually ordering an investigation into Terra, following Fat Man Terra's allegations. So let's see what happens here. I mean, maybe this is not the end of the saga. Maybe this is not the end of the saga. Who knows? Also, yesterday, I don't know if you guys know, but we kept saying to you guys, you got to use Optimism. You got to use ZK Sync. Why? Because they're going to give you free money. Crypto is the only place where you can get free money. And yesterday, you got free money. You got Optimism for people who did actually use the Optimism bridges, the Ethereum layer 2 bridges. For those people who don't know what Optimism is an Ethereum layer 2, which means it takes the pressure off the main blockchain, and it processes the transactions on kind of like a side chain. And then it synchronizes or rolls up to the main network every now and then. So Optimism is one of the biggest layer 2s. In fact, if you look at what Optimism is, it's currently, in terms of TVL, it's the third biggest layer 2. It's an optimistic rollup. We won't go into what optimistic rollups are. So I think a little bit too complicated for this show. But yesterday they did the airdrop. The airdrop was a fuck up by all metrics. The network crashed, took long, the claim links didn't work. But a lot of people got free money. I mean, we got free money. 100,000 addresses got free money for just using the protocol. So if you just used the protocol, you would have got free money. Let's just look at the valuation of Optimism. So Optimism now, at this price, has a valuation of $5.2 billion, which I think is pretty fair. I think that's pretty fair. Yesterday, when it launched, I tweeted and I said, look, there's a couple of things you need to note. One is the first exchange that had them listed was ByBit. The price was, I think at one point got to like $15. And I said to you guys, be careful. If you got a free airdrop, sell it immediately, because otherwise the price always comes down. So you got to look out. When these things launch, there's always that a couple of minutes in the beginning where the price isn't stabilized, and that's your time. That's your time to be selling. So if you would have got the Optimism airdrop, that was the time to be selling. Now the price is pretty stable. Now if you're in Optimism, it's because you believe in optimistic rollups. And we'll do another show another day when I'm not so tired from a flight. We'll talk about whether we should be holding on to this and stuff like that. Someone said, Binance added Optimism today. That's why we use ByBit, because they were the first to add Optimism. They were the first to add Luna 2.0. And if you got a Luna 2.0 airdrop, you wanted to be the first person to sell it. If you got Optimism, you wanted to be the first person to sell it, because look what happened to the price yesterday. I wonder if we can even see the price on. You can't really see the price on CoinGecko. Let me show it to you. Let me go here to the spot on. Let me go here. Let me just go off the screen here. Just go to spot and find. Let's quickly look here. Spot. I want to show you what happened to the price here, so that you can see how you need to pay attention when you get these free airdrops. I think of Optimism Perpetual. Here we go. I wonder if I can call yesterday's chart. Okay, there we go. You can see it here. So what you can see here is that the price started off at $14. See, the price was at $14 at one point. Now the price is at $1 something, $1.30. That's why it's important that I tweeted. I said, guys, if you're holding Optimism, if you got the free airdrop, go now and sell it on ByBit. I gave you guys a referral link. I said, sell it on ByBit, and you can buy it back cheaper, because it's pretty much obvious what was going to happen there. So we'll talk more about Optimism and whether or not you should be holding it, but we'll leave it for another show, not for today's show. Let's see, what else have I got for you guys today? Let's see. Is there anything else today? What is the future of Anchor Protocol? As I said, I'm not bullish on really bullish on any of the Terra 2.0 ecosystem. I'm holding my tokens for now because I want to see if there's any kind of surprises, and also because it's not a big part of my portfolio anymore. So for now, I'm just holding, but I'm not super bullish on it. I'll tell you that much. I'm really not super bullish on it. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it is pretty much there. All right, so let's get on to the fun part of the show. First of all, from tomorrow, we are going to start choosing a winner, one lucky subscriber of the newsletter. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, go to Sheldon's Twitter, subscribe to his Twitter while you're there, press the start, you see where it says start reading? That's because I'm subscribed. But subscribe to it, you'll get the newsletter. From tomorrow, we'll start giving away $1,000. We'll deposit it into your Binance account if you are subscribed. Then let's go to the fun part of the show, what I promised you guys. So I have a list of all of the degens. All of the degens. I'm going to hide the amount. Okay. Here goes. Now let's 10x some portfolios here. Let's 10x some portfolios here. Okay. So we will go, let's go down quite a bit. Let's go to line 11,000. Okay. So line 11,000. There we go. Okay, so here's how it works. Line 11,000 and line 11,001 are going to be 10x'd, but only up to 10 grand. Line 11,002 is going to be 2x'd. Line 11,003 is going to be 2x'd. If you've signed up to ByBit, this could be you. Line 11,004 could be 2x'd. Line 11,005 is going to be 2x'd. Remember, no one winner can win more than $10,000. All right, that's the deal here. All right, are we ready? So 2x, 10x. Let's see what's going on here. Let's quickly see what's going on here. So I'm going to go back to line 11,000. Line 11,000. Here we go. Righty. Oh, look at that. So line 11,000, which has $5 in his account, is getting 10x. So you're going to get $50. Line 11,001 has 0 in his account. I'll 100x that portfolio. I'll 100x that portfolio. I'll 1,000x that portfolio. And the rest have got 0 in their accounts. I mean, listen, I can't do more. I can't do more than give you 10x your accounts. The rest is actually in your hands. Alrighty, so that is, I think, the end of. In fact, should we do KuCoin? Let's get Sheldino back on here. I'm going to call up the KuCoin. I did promise the KuCoin guys as well, so let's be fair. Let's get the KuCoin guys here. Sheldino, I just need to log in. So you drive for a little bit. I'm just going to log on to the KuCoin account and just.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys, let's jump in here. Let's get back in action. Okay, so what's going to happen here now? This is beautiful. It's what we wanted. We wanted to get that exaggeration. We then wanted to get Bitcoin to drop that line too. Now, what I'm seeing is, you can see we're starting to get little short-term wicks here, which is great. So what I'm seeing here, we'll see. I don't think we're going to go much lower just yet. I think we're first going to come up here, and then we're going to go down for the next leg. So this is beautiful for us to add in, and for the guys, like I want to get my KuCoin in. I want to get a few of my other accounts in as well. With it, and then we're going to be putting the stop losses in and then allowing it to ride through later today and within tomorrow as well. And I think by tomorrow, TPs are hit. We've hit another bullseye, baby, and then we hit the next one. Saturday we go again, or Friday we go again, and we hit it. But I'm still with you guys for about another hour, and then I'll jump off. Let's run this. Let's make sure we get our orders in, get everything in play. But I think for now, we've hit it absolutely great. So I think what's going to happen on Cardano is we have a lot of resistances sitting around here, and we have resistance sitting up here. So what I want to do now, for the guys that still have a little bit remaining, the stop loss I'm happy with at 0.605. Yeah, 0.605 is what I'm happy with still on the stop loss. So I'll move this down to that area over there. That's great. But what I am seeing is, it may come wicky again, doesn't matter. But I am seeing us coming to test this range over here. So I'm going to be putting one limit order. I'll do it for you guys now, which is basically sitting in the region. We're basically going to set 2 or 3 limit orders now, so we don't make the same mistake of having a lot in one area. where we're sitting basically in the region of 05950 is going to be one limit order. Second one's going to be basically 05980, and then 0.6 is going to be my third one in the region, because I feel we're going to go from here to here. Then we're going to go a little bit sideways, and then I feel we're going to go test the next levels. And then I'm going to work on the whoever didn't get the orders filled, this is where you fill your orders now. And you use the same stop loss. So the same stop loss for the guys that are in already, for the guys that are not, same stop loss, and I'll enter them for you now. So I think do those giveaways run, then I can get back onto it.
All right, so let's do some giveaways. All right, so this is $1,000 each only if you've got money in your KuCoin account. So if you don't have money in your KuCoin account, then obviously you don't get $1,000. First one is NF.com. It's this account over here. You know if that's your account. The second one is Q8.com. If you got money in your account as of right now, bang, you win $1,000 each. All right, let's get back to the trade.
Are you in it? Okay, sweet.
I'm not in the trade.
We'll catch you next one, I promise, brother. I'll give you a hug. Okay, cool, guys. So as you can see here, I'm setting now. I've set the remainder, the ByBit, the guys that got the first orders. I'm setting the remainder of my order at 59.80, my full position, and I'm putting my stop loss at that 0.6050. So you can see it over here. So let me just confirm that again. I have a limit order. Have a look. A limit order that is set at 0.5980, and then I have my positions where my take profits is still at 55 cents and my stop loss is at 0.605.
So you can't lose. You can't lose.
I can't lose now.